Today we're working on this little tree right here. It was a sprout from our much larger willow tree you can see in the distance. That's the large older willow tree that we are digging up today. And it is going to be planted in the pasture so that the next couple years it will grow large and provide lots of shade for our sheep. We also just really love willow trees. So
here we're just pruning some of the limbs off of this little willow tree. Just trying to clean it up so that it has one main trunk. We kind of just let it go for a long time, well, about 1.5 years without pruning it or doing anything. We just kind of wanted to see what it would do and didn't really know where we wanted to plant it, so we just kind of left it. So we got to clean it up. And then we had to start digging it out, and we didn't end up digging out all the roots. Didn't dig all the root out because it would have been like 10 feet long. So I went out a couple feet and then just cut it off. So it should do fairly fine. And we had some friends stop by for their weekly egg pickup. These particular friends pick up 4 dozen eggs a week every Tuesday. My wife was helping me dig because I have had the flu and needed her help. But I kept on going and finally got it out of the hole by myself. Clean off some of the roots and grasses and things, weeds that we didn't want out in the pasture. And I was tired, so I got out of the hole and went and sat down for 5-10 minutes. Here we're using a shovel to outline the roots. That way we can dig trenches for the roots and not have to dig a 5-foot wide hole. Have my little helper doing that for me. So you can see there we got a couple trenches dug, and it's now time to put the tree in the hole. We will be having a pasture video coming up soon. We've just been pretty busy with everything else going on to edit that and put it together. So before we covered it completely up, I wanted to put a little bit of dirt and then this bucket of compost from our compost pile to help jumpstart it and give it good nutrients that it needs. And then when we were done, we spread some more pasture seed, pasture grass, and clover and stuff around it for where we disturbed the ground.
Looks like that's where it goes. For the sheepies one day. Huh, Rascal Boy? You're gonna love our sheepies. You're gonna love them. Couple things about living in California. It is definitely warm enough to go out in short sleeves, which is wonderful. And your growing season's a lot longer because it gets a lot warmer a lot faster. So even though there's a mass exodus of people leaving California because of the politics, which I do not blame them for, it's a pretty wonderful place to live if you are a homesteader and can avoid being in all major cities. We're cleaning up the garden from last year. We've had two main growing beds in here for a while. This is just along the side of our house. It's kind of dead space. It is under a tree, so we end up planting things that do not want full sun, that want more partial shade here. And in the spring, this is where we put our garlic, shallots, onions, lettuce, things like that. We do have some like spring greens or some sort of other greens we're planning on growing. That would be like lettuce greens. Here is the watering system. We use a mix of these little sprayer guys and also drippers, just depending on what vegetables we're planting. Does anyone else have trouble throwing away perfect little plants they find? Husband says it's not the time of year for potatoes.
So after we got the tree pulled out of here and planted, I got the Broadfork and started Broadforking the garden beds. And Ashley had already cleaned out the sprinkler hoses and some of the trellises and things that I built for the tomatoes that we had over there this year as an experiment. And prepping the garden bed right now for garlic and onion seeds and maybe some carrots and things for this winter. We're a little late for garlics and onion, but I've also seen people do it in January, so we're going to try it out and see how they grow. So here we are planting the garlics. We planted them every 6 inches or so, 2 rows of them. I made a little stencil board. It has markings every 6 inches on one side, 8 inches on another side, I think 12 inches and 16 inches on the other 2 sides, just to help keep things straight and keeps me from having to measure a whole lot while I'm planting. And believe it or not, this is one of my favorite things to do is sit there and kind of chit chat with my wife while we're planting different vegetables and herbs, and during the summer when we get to pick vegetables and just kind of chat about life and just kind of be together. Super fun. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.